You found our show, so come on in and take a seat. Warrior Class, we got the keys. Doom, 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 doom. To get you where you need to be, just study our show, and you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Doom, 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 doom. Warrior Class, we got the keys, just watch our show. 'Cause it's for you and your babies.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right. This is the Head Movement and Self-Defense episode. Once again, learning to use our heads. I realized, so we've dealt with slip, but not really gone into in depth into head movement. So if somebody attacks you out there and you're just like this, and your head, a person could actually close their eyes. You're on the square with them and just punch you in the. They could hit you. Everybody could be dead there.
What if you're just doing like this?
Right. Well, that too, your head ain't moving. But any time, or even their head ain't moving, they can accidentally hit you. Your head is locked in place and you're fighting. And I don't care what system you from. You can get whatever excuse you want. Your head is here. I'm here. I can close my eyes and I know you're right there. Boop. Now, you say, well, I can block. We do certain drills with our eyes closed. So I've learned to move off of however you're moving, because really when you're fighting, it's faster than your eyes anyway. Mm-hmm. So you may move my hand this way, this one comes out, boom, I hit you again with my eyes closed. Mm-hmm. I've done this in demonstrations, and people are like, oh my God, he's like a god. No, this person I'm dealing with does an art that does not use head movement. I could not, though, do that against a boxer. Not that boxers are so great with martial technique, but because the head movement does make them better for self-defense. Because that's not a stationary target that you're punching at. Okay. And normally when we're teaching, we're not using head movement like that because I'm not in actual combat. I want you to concentrate on technique, not be like, man, why is he moving his head and shoulders like that too? Mm-hmm. Just concentrate on technique. But believe me, if I engage somebody, there's head movement. So we're about to get into it. One thing you don't want in head movement is to set up a pattern, because that will happen with people too.
Yeah.
Friend of mine used to do this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I was catching. He wonder how I catch him. I'm like, I don't know. He said that's spiritual. Everybody just come up with all kind of shit. That spiritual power that you get from the African arts. No, fool, you're doing a pattern, and I'm just following your pattern. Right. So,
like a basketball player, counting dribbles and counting the way you move.
Exactly.
How receivers do, how the corners play the receivers.
So you have to break pattern. You learn in a pattern usually, and then you learn how to break that pattern. Now we won't deal with breaking patterns today. You have to do that on your own. Learn how to break the patterns that we're about to show you. But
I'm looking at our page right here.
This can't be played in the background. I don't know what that means, because we're here.
Yeah, we're in the right thing. We're in the right one.
Yes.
Head movement and self-defense.
So I don't know what's going on. Welcome, Cam Doogie. But I don't see nobody either. Normally people would have said something by now. Huh? Yeah, she sees it.
Oh, she got a light. Okay.
Greetings, Eugene Mason.
All right, I see this.
Greetings. Hey, Eugene Mason. Greetings.
Now all of a sudden mine came up. Okay.
Yeah, mine too.
Strange.
You know, the government is summer gun. The government pretty good at what they do.
Wow.
Until they get exposed. So she played hers, and now
everything just came through.
Ain't that something?
Peace, Eugene. That's the only person I see right now. Please hit your share button, hit your like button.
Yes, please.
Promo Doogie. or Cam Doogie.
Cam Doogie. Greetings, Gregory Jones, Aunt Uja Saneb.
Okay.
Uja Saneb. But remember, we came on last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to mention real quick before we get into it, I was thinking about this from, I wasn't thinking about it, just came to me actually. From last show, we were stretching and stuff. Workout clothes is what I thought about, fabrics and things of that nature. Now, I just want to say, because it's a trend right now, and I got to thank Amaniki for this because she made me conscious of this a while back, fabrics. I really never cared about the fabrics I was getting. I wanted something I looked at. I could tell the fabrics because certain things felt better than others, but I didn't pay attention, So real quick, I just want to say, like 95% of like yoga pants, I'm just going to talk about that for instance, but this applies to all clothing, but just think of it in this aspect. And then you got 95% of yoga pants are made out of polyester, rayon, whatever.
Polyester.
Right. And some are recycled polyester, which is really just plastic bottles,
right.
Stuff like that. So polyester is oil, crude oil, basically is what that is. So what you got to remember, fabrics are fibers, and you have microscopic fibers, and you got these yoga pants tight to your skin for long periods of time. You got sweat going on, you got the movement, and what happens is these fibers, microscopic fibers, get into your skin and go straight to your bloodstream, and then you have this thing they call now microplastics or something. I believe is the way they talk about the plastic content. If you check
different things.
Yeah, so they say we get it from a lot of different things, but one way they have really determined that women get a lot of plastic in their system, which look up, I'm not here to teach everybody about the effects of plastic. You can Google that stuff. But plastic in your system is foreign. It causes all type of problems in your brain, in your nervous system, your digest, everything. It affects everything. And humans have a lot of it, especially from like just salmon and shit like that. We don't realize it, but so fabric is something you can really control. And it controls also looking at how fabrics affect your mood. Cotton is, I talked about this before, cotton is alive. So that's something that you wear and it's not going to bring you down, drain your energy, and no fibers getting in your skin and stuff like that. So try to stay away from those cheap, because they be cheap. That's why them yoga pants be $2. They know what they're doing.
Do rags too.
Think about all the.
That's on your head.
It's not just for exercising.
Like, no.
There are women who that's all they wear is yoga pants.
So yoga pants took over from stockings.
Right.
Exactly.
That's basically what they are. Just some of them are opaque, but some of them you can see through also.
But the material has changed because stockings used to be cotton, didn't it?
Nylon.
It used to be nylon, and you can still buy nylon.
Now, one thing in Phoenix when I was living there, that was back in '98. People didn't wear polyester in Phoenix. You know why? Because it was set on fire. So I had a polyester shirt on, right? And I was in the mall, a person stopped me and said, "Hey, I would suggest you go buy you some cotton shirts in this mall." That's why he said that polyester, that sets on fire. We don't wear that here. That's how we know tourists, because they'll have something with polyester in it. Get you some, and so it was there. I was only wearing 100% cotton, and I had on leather boots. Those mugs got soft; they were about to melt. That's how hot it gets in Phoenix. So you got to know what you're wearing.
And another reason why those unnatural and synthetic materials won't hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In a situation like that.
Absolutely.
And so,
over time, they don't hold up. They in your wardrobe.
They're raggedy anyway.
But
I just want people don't understand the dangers of it, and it doesn't seem like a dangerous thing. But the diseases, a lot of diseases and things, syndromes and different type of disorders that we have, is really people sensitive to their environment. And what you don't understand is the stuff you take in.
That have been presented to you as normal.
Right. The air freshener in your car that you've been putting in for years, the air wicks, you know what I'm saying? Just that alone, or those synthetic
hormone disruptors.
And these are your chemicals that you're spraying with. I don't mean to get on this. I'm just, what my point is that doesn't seem like a big thing when you have so many things. The stuff you washing with, your lotion, the tap water, the showers, you know what I'm saying? And now the chemicals on your clothes, the fabric on your skin that's there for 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day as you perspire naturally. You gotta just, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it and perceive things different, especially as you get older, because this ain't the first polyester shirt I wore this year. This is the 7,467th time I've wore polyester. You know what I mean?
In your life.
So this is learn how to think. This we always growing. So let's continue to rewire our thinking, our minds to be open and receptive, and always growing, and never getting to that phase where shit, I'm doing shit. I don't care no more. Because you see everybody say that, but I've never seen somebody in the hospital. I've seen plenty of people in the hospital. I've never seen anybody in the hospital with a chronic disease, illness, and they on their deathbed and be like, oh, fuck it, man, shit. Never seen that. I never seen that. It's never the same energy. Even if they ready. It was a struggle. It's never the same energy. And we all got to go. But the quality of life is all I'm talking about. I want everybody to be as healthy as they can for as long as they can. That's all I'm saying.
That's another thing. When people say, so you're giving them advice for certain people don't want to hear it. That's fine.
You act like they do.
But don't. What gets me, so I don't mind if people don't want to hear it. I rarely am doing that anyway. People want to do what they're going to do. I ain't got time. I teach too much to be just teaching all my days and so I don't do it. And I've told him that.
That's why I'm laughing. You know,
Will you talk to no, I'm not talking to them. But they really need no. I teach enough. I'm not doing
me
this.
With spread myself so thin too.
So, but the one thing that gets me when people say, well, you say, well, you shouldn't do so and so. Well, I'm gonna die anyway. That is stupid. That is stupid. So if that's the case, when you go out there and about to whoop your ass, definitely don't come to me and say, hey, I got my ass whooped. What should I do? I'm like, you should have came to me before you got your ass whooped. But you shouldn't care. You shouldn't care because you say you're gonna die anyway. Just let this mother go ahead and do it quick. I had a student come to me. Well, a teacher brought this boy to me. He was 11, and she said, "Talk to Ballabone. What you think? You know what you were saying in class." He said, I got a tombstone. 11 years old. I got a tombstone with my name on it.
Wow.
I said, oh really? Yeah. I'm out here in these streets. First of all, you're 11. You ain't in no goddamn streets for real.
Right.
I'm in these streets. That don't mean nothing to me. I said, oh yeah. I grabbed him and I put him in a wrist lock. So the teacher looking like, I said, what's wrong, boy? He let me go. Crying. This shouldn't matter. Because you got a tombstone with your name on it. What does your wrist getting snapped mean to you? Because I'm about to snap this motherfucker. Just like that. I said, you want me to snap your wrist? No. I said, so you ain't got no tombstone with your name on it, do you? No. You want to die? Because I could do that too. No. I said, go back to class and tell those other students that you really don't want to die. She walked him. She turned around. Thank you. Now, of course, that's the old school me, and it's not the best because
now you would have gave him a strong talking to.
Yes, because I would have figured now, he obviously had issues, mental issues. I could have broke him with that, but I also am reading him. I've been dealing with people a long time. I'm reading him knowing he's bullshit.
Everybody don't get the same medicine.
No, absolutely not. I'm like, he's bullshitting. Now, if he had came in, yeah, I had my mama buy me my grave plot and show me a picture. I was like, okay, him I ain't grant because he really serious about this thing. You know, I need to talk to his mama why she buying him a grave plot. So the teachers knew because he's gonna give them the medicine they need, right?
They knew who to take them to.
But on the other end, students, when I came here, students here on the other end of death, and we had an episode early on about death, and may need to revisit that. But it was many students. Hosea Williams had passed, right? Transition. So we were going to his grave. All the students, we had them write, letters and what they thought and what he meant to their families because we had them study on Hosea Williams. So they thought we were taking the things there to the grave for. They're like, well, why the bus is here? They be going on a trip to the grave site so y'all can, give it there if you want to say any words. These children were terrified. No, I never saw this coming from Chicago. This is when I first came here, right? No. I said, what is wrong? All of them were, it's why a ghost in there. This ghost in the graveyard. So the other children like, get your behind on the bus. I'm like, no, hold on. This is at NFL White. This here in Atlanta.
Wow, that's
NFL White.
That's like it's Atlanta. Damn.
Yes. And I've since then, I deal with E5. I've known so many people scared of ghosts. So
that's funny.
Me and another teacher there. We were talking to him, and then I just said, "Hey, Uncle Hosey," and then he just started beating on the table because the children like to beat on the table and make beats here. So this other teacher, Allende Summers, who you all trained with, Nine Gamma, he would train there. He works at Nine Gamma. He's one of the administrators at Nine Gamma. So he was beating, and I'm, "Hey, Uncle Hosey." The children repeated, and I was, "Hey, Uncle Hosey," and we were, killing it, right? And so then the other teachers looking, I said, "Bring your students down." They bring their students up. So all of them in the hall, everything, "Hey, Uncle Hosey." And so I got up, "Come on." And we, hey, Uncle Hosey. We singing, and we got on the bus. And that's what got them on the bus. And we singing that all the way there. Wow. And that's the only thing. And so in their mind, that girded their loins up. So you got to know how to deal with death and the medicine for people when they talking. So some people just being romantic about death. There's a way to deal with that. Other people really are genuinely afraid of death. And if you're afraid of death, you're sure to die before your time. Trust me on that. If you're from dealing with soldiers who are afraid of those, and it's many who are afraid of death, those are the ones who die. Damn. When you're dealing with special ops units, the reason why they don't die, everybody in Rambo, is because we don't fear death.
So
that's weeded out early who's afraid of death. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Can I not be afraid of death and still want to live forever?
Not be afraid of death and still want to live forever.
That's a real question.
No. I'm thinking about that. Sure, you can be, but if you want to live forever, one is unrealistic, and I'll be like, well, I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen for you. But I wouldn't want to live forever. Even if I was at the top of my health, if I was wealthy, all my family is happy and could live forever too.
I got it. I got what you mean. I know what you mean. Is this spirit world?
There is, I'm like, damn, I can't elevate. I'm stuck here. I can't. So some people don't believe in life after death, but believe me, it's still, even then is death after life. That's for sure. It's death after life. Let me get to all my phases, even if ain't nothing for me in the spirit realm. It's just darkness and nothing. Let me get there, because damn, that's one of the phases that's promised to us. That is promised us. Things promise us. We're gonna be born Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So you wouldn't make that promise. You wouldn't actualize that promise, right? We're going to be born. We're going to live, whether it's one day. We're going to live and we're going to die. Damn, don't rob me of all my shit. I want that part too, but I want it in its proper time. I don't want it now.
You just made me realize something.
You know.
So it's not only it's not good to say, like, I'm just talking about how you speak things in the universe, and you might not realize what you're saying. The universe might interpret it differently. Like you say, I want to stay young forever. You know what I'm saying? But that just could mean to if you believe in like the universe or this or God, that could mean, well, you just want to die young then. If you want
that,
because you'll be young forever. We remember
or what's young, right?
In the mind. Ooh, it could be
so.
Ooh, okay.
For me,
feel like we smoking right now.
I
just having this conversation.
I am just as young as I was in my thirst for learning as I was, goddamn, when I was a child.
And I feel like that's what keep me.
So
yeah, that's real talk too.
But youth leaves. You're not gonna. I don't have youth no more. You know,
even though you got you have a childlike innocence, or not child.
Do I? Me?
A child. You still have a childlike something about. Even though you're adult, you're a man, and all.
Oh, you're talking about you as general, not me.
I would say you.
I ain't got.
In a way.
Your curiosity.
Yeah, it's like
that's about it.
Certain parts of you stay youthful. Like your curiosity is definitely.
Yeah,
that's what.
So for me, I don't consider that youthful. I consider that young. That's
I get what you're saying.
And that to me is sensible.
It's not childlike.
No, because
it's youthful.
If you just attribute that to a child, then an adult ain't supposed to be curious. They just old blockhead dumb mother.
But
there's a kind of curiosity.
Well, it's different. So Okikiola is curious at learning the world.
Right.
And we can still learn it because it's plenty of the world that we ain't seen.
Yeah.
Right. But that's her curiosity. Everything is new to her. I love watching children learn. Because everything is new.
I love watching the two kids.
This phone ain't new to her no more, but at one point it was absolutely new the way it looked. When I got her picture on it, on the phone.
How cute that baby is.
So she when she noticed that was on there, that's new.
But she really looked like ID. That's the thing. Sorry.
she that's new.
Right.
And then she said, "Wow." And then I show her something, or her she knows, but she knows I'm in the phone on there. When we played her one of her favorite songs from Omo Berry, right? She listening, which is about Egypt when they go to Egypt, right? Ancient means old. She looked, because we're in the car when she first heard it. You know, she's about 2 months old. And I showed her on the phone the same thing she saw on the television screen.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, this can do that too." Now she knows. She'll grab, and
I love.
She make the sound of Omo Bear, and we can play it. So that's their curiosity.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting here like, "Whoa, Relay, it's actually my daughter's picture in here." Whoa, I'm like, he done lost his mind. He done lost his mind, right? So my curiosity, yes, is different.
But it is youthful. It's not
it wants to learn. It's not because youthful, they want to learn because they just don't know. I want to learn just because I just want to know everything I can before I leave this planet.
Maybe that's what it is.
And so that's for me. Some people don't feel that way, right?
I feel like that.
But I want everything I can know. People say you got a broad skill set. Yes, because one, it was ingrained in me. My father said, "You're dealing with ugly all the time." Talking about combat, even survival. Surviving is ugly because you ain't just chilling, thriving, or whatever. You're surviving. That's ugly.
I said the ladies you used to date. You thought you're dealing with a lot of ugly.
I just disregarded that because that was never it. But so when you deal, he said, deal with ugly. You got to deal with the pretty. You got to be able to write. You got to be able to play an instrument. Had to. So the whole family plays instruments. we write.
Yeah, but you being
All
multifaceted,
of
you
that.
can't attribute you. That's just
No, so
because
me more than well, they didn't have the parents I had either, but me more than and my siblings. So my siblings, with that being put in them before I was born, right? They said, "Hey, we're gonna teach him how to read." I became an experiment. We're gonna teach him to read at 2. You know, I wish they had done it at 1. I don't know if that'd work, but at 2, the way it was brilliant. They said we're gonna use comic books because it's got the visual and just few words. And then the words I didn't know, they'll say, well, you got to look them up. Right. And so now I'm in the dictionary, but I'm like, what is all this? Sound it out. So I'm sounding, it's a children's dictionary, but still, that's to a 2-year-old, like, what the? So I sounded it out. And so I learned to read at 2. By the time I was 2 heading into 3, I was fluent.
You read 3,000 books as a.
I didn't read. No, I ain't Cat Williams bullshit.
No.
So I just read. I read probably during that time about 50 comic books.
I just want y'all.
And I got to the point like by the time I was heading towards 3, probably a couple months from 3, I could read comic books without my sisters, without me going to them saying, what's this word? At that point, then I knew. I go to the dictionary. What's this word? Right. And if you want the comic books I started with, Beetle Bailey.
I'm sure they know.
And Thor.
Comic books.
They know Thor,
No.
but they don't know, and they probably don't know. Most don't know
Bailey.
Thor as a comic, but they know it as in the MCU, right? But Beetle Bailey, most of y'all probably don't know.
You don't know.
Beetle Bailey is still in the news, like the news.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Well, newspaper. He would be on Bubblegum,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and then he had full comics. So at lunchtime, I would read comics and eat my lunch. Right. To this day, I now either have to. I don't collect comics anymore, or I would be doing that. I now have to watch something mindless while I eat lunch.
Me too.
And I don't want to call comics ain't mindless, but the shows I watch, when I say mindless, it ain't something like you got to do thought. I'm just trying to enjoy.
I'm the same way. When I eat, that's why I like to put on all the bull jive I pick up from YouTube, the clips and everything. I watch everything while I'm eating.
And when I write, I listen to different things. I listen to a lot of Black Power Media shows. I listen to ASMR, automated stimulated meridian response. I think it means, but I listen to ASMR while I'm writing.
Gregory Jones said they couldn't wear their issue steel-toe boots in Saudi or Turkey.
Yes, exactly right. You could not.
When I asked you that question and you started talking for a minute, I wanted to tell the viewers, like, it's funny, but those are the conversations like we have, you know what I'm saying, off camera. Like, that's the kind of shit we be talking about, you know what I'm saying? So that was real interesting. We kind of went into a personal conversation for a minute. I just thought that was
so we couldn't wear our issue steel-toe boots in Saudi or Turkey. Yes.
Yeah, and that touches on the fabric thing again. I was actually going to say something about that, just because we talk about how we deal with our children. When you think about it, like how Dile was saying, how so many things are made of polyester, and the only thing people are really concerned with is that brand that's on there, what it says on there, So what I've noticed really is a lot of children that go to school-age children start to really get fixated on having these certain brands of things. And so it doesn't matter what it's made of, as long as it says, XYZ,
right.
It doesn't matter. And that's really a way that our children are
reared.
Yeah, and that's a way for them to get to our children. And selling them this plastic to wear every day. We could go really in depth on it, but just, we have to think about that. That's part of the value system that we're building for our children.
It made me think of I just realized, I think I said on the show when I found out that the big Louis Vuitton, the big luggage isn't leather.
Yeah, most of this stuff.
And
I was gonna say that's when I said we
fake
could
leather
get
that
off
people
into
laugh
it.
at the
Most
same
of
stuff at
this
the
stuff
discount
isn't
mall.
leather anymore. people don't
It's the
don't
same as
even
the
know
bootleg
what leather feels like, looks like. They don't
Yeah.
look for it,
but it's the
and you're
brand.
surprised when your stuff is falling
we
apart.
call
But
it that.
anyway, I was just gonna say, as a young girl, I started to learn about the fabrics thing because I read these women's magazines. Back then, they told you about stuff like that. Now they talk about a whole bunch of bull crap. But back then, they'd be like, "Oh, you know, if you feel like you're sweaty or whatever, you need to wear these more breathable fabrics. This is what this is made of. This is what this is made of." That's what made me start reading up on that kind of thing. Now, like I said, those magazines, all that kind of stuff doesn't exist. No one is telling children,
Right.
young girls anything
And
when
like-
it comes to
Excuse me.
these fabric choices that they make. So that's something that we have to make sure that we're doing.
And like me, you know, so say people know this about me. If I eat something, it affects me right away. I eat an orange, I immediately get clarity. You know what I'm saying? If I eat some French fries, I get this dull feelings like kind of over me. Some people are sensitive in different areas.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you about the fabrics because some people are sensitive, but they don't know.
Right.
It's the fabrics because everybody is sensitive to fabrics. First of all, we just don't. The sensitivity level is so low, you don't realize what it's doing something to you. But some people, just like it could be smells. That's why incense, you know, aromatherapy is a thing. But some people aren't as sensitive as other people. You know people that smells bother them real easy.
Smells are also used in torture.
Of course, you know what I'm saying.
And
So,
in military torture. So
yeah, so just be aware of what sense. You know,
now I'm telling
things could
you,
be
I was
Pay attention to yourself.
I was going to meet a girl who was not ugly.
sensitive.
I was going to meet this girl, and I said, I'm gonna make this car smell good. So, you know, I got my father's car. Ultimately had to get his other car because he was like, boy, he's pissed. I said, I'm gonna make this car smell real good because it smelled okay, but it smelled like it had been driven many times.
Yeah.
So you know they look like a tree, the little smell things.
Mm-hmm.
You put the one. I said one ain't gonna be enough. I'm gonna put like 7 of them.
I used to hate the people.
And I put a whole
tree in the-
bunch, but I started throwing up. I had to get out the car. I was like, oh my God. And so now I'm like, I gotta get those out, but I want to step back in the car. So I told my father, I said, something with the car, it smelled maybe sick.
So you're gonna make him do.
Right. He goes out there. No, he said, boy, F my car up, right? So
what scent it was? Oh, it wasn't pine. That would be the worst one to get a bunch of pine.
no, it was like lemon something.
Okay, that vanilla aroma was that
Some
thing.
of
though.
those,
But
essential
all
oils or whatever
they-
will
they-
make you throw up if you have too much of that stuff in one place.
yeah,
So
it
that's
jacked
what
me up.
you
So
have.
he put the car. He said, so I ain't going nowhere today. So he let me use the other car. And picked the girl up. She ain't know. And I've never used one of those things again.
You could be sensitive to those air fresheners and not even know it's coming out in a different way. You going to the doctor telling you got this. You taking medication.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Shit, during COVID, my wife
All
said,
the
I'm
time.
gonna
Pizza
spray. She's gonna Lysol everything, right? So Lysol just sprayed
CDC
through.
voted
I
pizza.
got sick. I got lightheaded.
Yeah, I can't.
I said, damn. And so we stopped, like, hey, we can't be doing this. And so then she started researching natural disinfectants.
I used to hate in the hood. Go to a girl house in the hood, and they got that Fabuloso boiling.
Boiling?
They put it on. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what Fabuloso is, but what do you mean boiling?
Don't you? I think you like boil it or something. In
No,
water, like
ugh.
you put it in a pot with water or something. Well,
Oh,
they used to do. They used to
no.
put it in
all kind of
They
stuff.
used to
To
do
do what?
to
make
the house smell. The fragrance go all over the house. They put it on the stove or something.
That I'd be sick as shit.
I walk
I
out
never-
and go, yeah.
That must
I
be
can't
a
stand
southern
that.
thing. No, so everybody know Fabuloso.
Oh yeah.
You take the Fabuloso, you put one drop in a gallon of water, and you clean it everything.
I've
But
seen
they recalled it. So we had a big bottle of Fabuloso at the house. It's not being used. My daughter gave me like, hey,
you just gotta have it.
don't use no Fabuloso. No, we were going. Don't use that Fabuloso. It's been recalled.
Yeah.
It's linked to cancer. She big. She is the research
Look how long it's been out.
king up in there. So she be like, Mm-mm.
If
So
finally got to a
I'll
white
say,
person.
hey, I want to get so and so. She grabs her phone. No, it says this is. I'm like, God damn it, girl.
That's good though.
Yeah. So she
Shout out to
always
Yami.
hit us with that. So shout out to Yami, who's at home
Shout
right
out to
now,
Big O Kikiola.
chilling. So
Full
Kikiola.
size though.
Kikiola just dropped me off here.
See, now
today.
you leaving out. You got to name the
My
other
wife
15.
drove.
You got to name the other 15 children. Or they gonna
The other 15. So on that, and then we're gonna get into it. On that, oldest, Yo Ying. She's in Brazil right
best
now.
names.
She's in Brazil. Yo Ying. So it's Oshun Yo Ying, right?
Yo Ying.
Second, Kosei for Wokan. That
now you gonna
is,
say it. Now you gonna say it extra to make it sound extra
that,
good.
I,
Y'all
that,
can't stand
when,
that.
when I say Kosei for Wokan, she said she'll correct Kosei for Wokan. She corrects me, so that's why I say it like that. So that's the second oldest. Okay. I ain't gonna tell where they all live, but then people looking them up.
No,
Like
no.
I don't need Mrs. and
They all
Mrs. Smith
pretty-
going.
they all pretty good.
So that's Kosei for Wokan. Third is Bami Tale.
I love that name, Bobby Tyler.
Who also she just dropped me off.
I like Bobby Tyler. She cool, man.
Bami Tale.
And they the one we played.
Bami Tyler's about to get
game together.
Yeah, and with Yo Ying, but Bami Tale is about to be initiated herself
I'm
in
jealous.
Nigeria.
I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
So that's third. Fourth, okay, Sheena.
Okashina.
That's my baby in Korea.
I never met her. That's the one I never met. Okashina.
Yes. Fifth is Yetunde. You met Yetunde at Oshun Festival.
Yes.
She's the one that dances with the whip and stuff like that and does the aerial dancing and all that. If you aerial dance, she was like 12 or something, you know. So
I used to do that. By the way.
flipping through the air and all that jive, like, hey. So that's Yetunde.
Which one is the chef?
Who? The chef is Yo Ying, that's the oldest. Next, Abiola, 6. Okay. That's my 24-year-old Abiola. Then she's been on this show.
Oh, okay.
My 7th is Jamie. No, excuse me. My 7th is Ade. Ade has been briefly on this show. I said, hey, Ade in town.
Right.
So that's the 7th. 8th, Jamie. She's been on the
That's
show.
the name, Jamie.
And
Jamie.
9th is Okikiola, and she's been on the show.
That's
So those are my
really
9.
good name, Okikiola. It's like
And
you
then
gotta be cute when
my-
your name Okikiola.
My daughter, Bami Tale, said yesterday, she
That's
said,
like a chant.
she said, so I had divination said, you're having another one? Oh, she said, no, she said, me and Yalgoon were at a priest's house. Some said she's having another one. She was talking about somebody else. I said, excuse me? And she was crying. She said, not you. I said, oh, I'm like, dear.
Yo.
And my wife ain't saying nothing. I was like, dear, don't do this to me.
Confession. When I first got with y'all, I'll never forget. I told you this before, but when I used to be in the car by myself and would say everybody's name all together so it could feel like I'm speaking the African tongue. So I would just say, I'm assuming I can blah blah blah. I would just say everybody's name and run it off so I could see. I just did that this morning for the first time in like 6 years, and it felt so fun. I just laughed at myself how bad I wanted to speak the tongue that I would just say their names.
Now, you know,
That's funny.
people come to class and they ask me, so I'm introducing people, and they'll say, why does everybody have African names? Just like a rank? Like, no, it's not a rank.
Is that something you get when you get it?
Right. I'm like, no, it's not a rank. It just happens that way that everybody who trains with me, I don't know
at least
how.
for a time.
Right. For a while,
Train
they
for a
end
time.
up also delving into, and some really study Ifa.
I'm gonna tell you why I think it starts with they feel left out because they named Steve or something.
I
I
that's
think
part
it
of
2
it.
years of being Steve and Amason and Akbovala and Amaniki right there
Steve.
and Steve.
But what
Nah,
also,
fuck
so
it.
with Kunle said he would be like feeling so left out. We trained. I did this on purpose. So we're training, and I was talking about. He said, man, I'm from everything. I'm from Atlanta. We don't do that EFA stuff, the EFA stuff, and there's so many people practicing EFA in Atlanta right now.
For real.
It's
Crazy.
trendy, which I'm not
Yeah, I can't
the
say
biggest
that.
thing for, but
Leke.
so right, but yeah, Elekes, but selling dope shit like that. But anyway, Kunle, we be training. So we're there training. After training, I say, Older Room family, that's the Yellow Room. That's my wife. That's her. So you get, different names in your life. At that time, Older Room family, Ogun She, Falaye, he wasn't Falaye, I can't remember. Oh, Shango, he was Shango something, I can't remember now. But I said, y'all come in the room with me. And we go into another room and we're talking. I just be like, so how was you all day? Blah, blah, blah. You think we're talking about Ifa. And then I'll come out and say something Ifa-ish, right? and then they be like, oh man, yeah. And then he's like, okay, he wouldn't say nothing. After a while, he would get up to go. I said, no, you sit down, bro. You sit down. We'll get back. And that was on purpose. So then he was like, hey, I want to come to one of y'all's meetings, start studying. And that's how he started studying.
Was this before or after he said he was master?
That was before. It's terrible that he.
That's why he did that, because you.
No, that's not why he did it. We're trying to give him an excuse. That's him. So what he asked, I went through a lot of that. what he's talking about, since he talked about it, me and Kunle were working at the same place. This is when I was still working 9 to 5, right? We're working at the same place. And this sister's talking to me. She throws a punch or something, so I'm, doing whatever. And she's like, man, Kunle's really trained you. He put a lot into you.
You better tell him, cool.
He said he put a lot into you. I said, excuse me? She said, Kunle really put a lot of training into you. You're good. I said, I'm Kunle's teacher. She's like, that's disrespectful. I said, excuse me? She said, he's your master teacher and you're going to do that? I said, I'm not a master. I am now, but I was a master instructor, but wearing master is another level so you have to earn these things, right? And you don't give yourself the title anyway. But anyway, he says, she said, he's your master and you're talking about that? I said, I'm not even a master. I'm a master instructor. I said, he's a student. He just became, and he was a full instructor. I said, he just became a full instructor.
Oh, he's starting to feel it. Oh.
So she was like, come on. I said, well, come on, let's talk to him. So you confront somebody with the truth. You think they're going to tell the truth in your face, especially since, we're very hands-on in class. He got to see me in class. So I say, Kunle, why are you telling these people you my master and I'm your student? He said, because I am. And he looks at me like, disrespectful student, because I am. I said, boy, I said, you know what? I see you this Saturday. We had class on Saturday. I said, I'll see you Saturday. And that was it. And he didn't come to class for 2 years. He thought I was going to F him up. He didn't come to class for 2 years. And that really began his in and out. So when you all met him, he'd be in, couple classes, then he gone. He did not go to class for 2 years, bro. He did.
Say maybe 6
That's not the first time. No. That's not the first time. So just so you all know, like, damn, 2 years. I've been training Kunle for over 20 years. So do you know he would have been a master long before Akínbọ́bọ́lá as a master instructor.
You always talk about how nice he was too.
So right, he'd have been long before. By the time Akínbọ́bọ́lá got here, he'd have been a master instructor. But that's not the first time he was gone for 2 years. I won't talk about the other one because this one we can laugh at. The other one you'd be like, damn, really? Yeah. So I won't talk about it. But it ain't a bad person. It ain't nothing bad, mind you.
And we love Kunle. It's our brother.
Yes, we love him, but believe me, he'd be like, oh man, no. See, what really they confused what I was saying. They didn't confuse. They didn't confuse. She said it exactly to me. And wasn't the only one. So he said this around a bunch of folks.
I hope
and they all looking at me like this. Oh, disrespectful nigga. Don't respect your teacher. And then they all got to the point where they were like, what I grab you like this? Because they want to really see. And so I'm like, well, I just do this. What are you doing? I just do this. And then they started wondering, well, damn, Kunle had to work a little harder than
Kunle
that.
Don't move like that.
I don't understand. Right.
Kunle can't move that.
So, but for me,
it's hilarious.
I was like, this mother, but after it took me, probably a week, I was laughing about it.
I got to tell you this one real quick. This is not going to be fast at all. I'm not gonna be slow at all.
Peace, 40J Blaze. I manifesto Emmanuel.
Your wife gave me the best analogy while she insulted me. It was so funny. She didn't really insult me. It was so funny and so good to get me to understand. This is about divination and stuff, right? So real quick. So, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't say this to her. I didn't say our Baba Fashola was here. Y'all don't know him.
That's our teacher. That's the person that initiated my wife.
Right.
To Ifa. I was initiated by another Aluo, which I've told y'all a story about.
Right. So, I'm real new to this thing. And so I came through Ifa. I met
Baba Fashola is my Aluo. I take him as my Aluo.
Yeah. So I got, Baba was my Baba before I met Baba Fashola. And again, Baba is very knowledgeable of Ifa, and then he's going to be my base for it too. So I don't know how to compare between besides him and Yalagoon, what's the next level or anything, right? So I don't feel no urgency to get divination by him. I didn't say that there, but I don't feel no urgency to do it. I get it from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it costs more. So anyway,
it costs more with him.
Yeah, it costs more. And I'm sorry.
There's a reason for that too, though.
Of course, no. Listen, well, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna get to this. It made perfect sense. She got me right. She got me. What folks say? I don't know if folks say she got me.
Got me together.
She got me right together. She got me right together. She got me right together. So I'm like, I finally say, Yalagoon. I'm at the shop. Yalagoon, what's the difference in, getting the divination from him and getting it from you? Like, what's the big, Baba? She thought about it. She reminded me of you, how I asked you a question and you sit back and then you give me something crazy to have me all fucked up, excuse me. So she sat back for a minute and Yalagoon said, let me tell you like this. I'm never gonna forget this. She said, it would be so simple, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get this. They ain't gonna get it. She said, it would be like this. It would be the difference of me if you didn't know me, I didn't know it, that I came to class and got trained by you instead of Baba. Exactly. Soon as she said that shit right there, immediately, I understood.
And that's true.
I totally understood from every angle, and it would make so much sense because I'll tell any of y'all right here on, I'll say it online in front of whoever millions of get to finally see this one day. You can come and be trained by me, and if you ain't never been trained by Baba, you're gonna swear. I promise you. First of all, you're gonna be able to protect yourself. You're gonna be nice in your head. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good out here, and you'll be able to train other motherfuckers after a while, and they'll be good. But I'm gonna tell you this: you will never be what I am.
Right.
You ain't gonna never be. You won't have the capability to be what I am. That's because you ain't gonna get what I got. Because I got that. Right. And if you don't get that, you can't be this. So I'm gonna make something else, but it ain't gonna never be as great as me. You understand what I'm saying? So, and if you don't know how good that is, you only gonna know this. So you're gonna be out there thinking, oh boy, you're gonna think you the man. Till you run into somebody got trained by him.
And that's what happens a lot of times when people stop training after they do 6 months or a year. And they really, because they can protect themselves from your average Joe.
The first day you can protect yourself from the average Joe.
Because your thought processes are better.
You change.
But
I understand how they feel.
But our thought is, I ain't gonna just run to the average Joe.
Right.
The average Joe, shit. I can't really say because I've been training really all my life. But I know people who got hands will handle the average Joe. They never trained that in their life.
Yeah,
but you get to special ops soldier, right? You get a Marine Raider, somebody like that. What you gonna do? They will beat the hell out you. This one student, and then so the mindset. That's why I told another instructor, you got to work on your students' mindsets, man. Not just give them the physical technique. This one sister, we're talking after his class. In Chicago, you visit everybody's school, friends, and so you're at the school and you may teach. They ask you to teach something, show something, whatever. So, or you just observing, whatever. You're just chilling with them. But this, after we talking about this fight, it's this fighter, Kathy Long, white woman, Kathy Long. She says, we talking about her next fight. Like she gonna smash whoever was. This sister says she been training for about 6 months. She said, I beat the shit out of Kathy Long. So we started laughing. And then we look, she's serious. I'm like, I said, you're serious.
She ain't trained long
She
enough
said,
to
I
understand.
would beat her ass. I said, why? She said, because I'm black.
Oh, well, then never mind.
I said, it's because still she ain't trained long enough to realize. I said, sister, I love us. The goddamn, I love her so much. I'm gonna be real with you. Kathy Long would mop the floor with you, your husband, your daddy, at the same time. I said, this woman, she said, not no white woman. I said, hold on, let me just give you just a little bit that I know. Kathy Long runs every day 10 miles upstairs while blowing an aspirator, and if she doesn't keep it up to the top, if it goes down to past a certain line, she starts over. Kathy Long, a woman who weighs 140 pounds walking, not when she's competing, she less, like 130, 125 pounds, something. She bench presses 250 pounds.
Holy shit.
Kathy Long is a big Kathy Long. Last fight, because now she was coming back. She beats the hell out of this woman, but it takes her 3 rounds. And she's like, I don't understand why did it take so long. Because she was pregnant. I said, I don't cape for white, we didn't say cape them, but I don't hold white, the language, I don't hold white folks nuts. We used to say caping not, we used to say hold their nuts.
Our manifesto said Kathy Long has ruptured a few testicles.
Exactly. So because I said, I hold Kathy Long nuts.
Okay.
I said, and she a woman. But I said, that is somebody, you're not just getting, and after 6 months of training and whooping her ass. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. She's beating the best who think they're the best out here. So you're not doing that. Kathy Long is a legend, and she's still alive and still at the top of her game after taking off time to have her baby. I said, so don't do that.
Don't be delusional.
This chick left there still like damn, we talking about. That's a white woman can't be beaten. I had a student who we talked about last week, XP. And if XP you watch, because he watches the show, he knows. He told me, he said, no white person can beat me. No white person. Because, so my student.
We love the XP.
My student, Balagoon D, who y'all seen on here.
Yeah, he white.
He was after he had been training for, I think, a year and a half, something like that. 2 years maybe. But he had only been training in any ground stuff for 3 months. He goes in and beats the shit out the top black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here in Atlanta. Breaks his ribs with his body. Because his body was trained by me. Not trained by whoever the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu dude was trained by. I'm not breaking the Jiu-Jitsu, but they talked about last week mobility and said we also going to talk about body hardening. We're going to do a class and teach you how to harden your body. Well, the dude's trying to catch him in the triangle choke. He passes the triangle choke like I taught him. You drop into a side mount on him. And when he dropped, dude, with his body on the dude, not hitting him in that. It was over with for him. Already, Balagoon D was smoking everybody, so they want to end Balagoon D. Because I made it not, that's good. He's only been 3 months on the ground. And those Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people were losing their minds. They couldn't take that. So we're going to put the best against him. And he ended him. And they were mad. Like, he was just about to go pro. You just ended his career. He's about to start fighting in the UFC. Well, his UFC career was done. Okay. Because his body wasn't ready. So when we're talking to you about the health and things of that kind of nature too, we're talking to you about those things because all that goes into being able to protect yourself.
Yeah, bro. Head movement.
I mean, the clothes. If you got polyester on and you're in Phoenix and you set on fire, and the police about to hit you in the stick with a head, he gonna hit you because you think, try to take this up while he beating your head in. So all this shit is meaningful. Let's get to the thing. Okay. Body by Balagoon. No. We'll call that after I start taking Body by Balagoon is good. Body by Balagoon is after I start taking vegan steroids and I get ripped up. Then we can do Body by Balagoon because once I get them vegan steroids, I'm gonna be shredded. Vegan steroid, I'm gonna have Omaniki find them for me.
He's talking about BD had the Body by Balagoon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought now he gonna insult me.
He's not talking. He's not. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just trying to translate the message properly. That's all I'm doing. So look,
now he had Body by
that's cool.
Body by Balagoon. As far as my body, he'd walked in there. He still would have beat him because he just dropped that big stomach on him. Boom!
Hey, now we apologize for no, we don't apologize, but I just want to. I do apologize. For not, we was just starting to get our smooth transition. Y'all other computer, man, they hacked us. We can't have no Wi-Fi on our other. We gotta get another laptop.
If you know how to bypass that, beat that, or whatever.
Yeah, they cut the Wi-Fi accessibility.
Wi-Fi on that computer. Now we're in the same house. He can't get Wi-Fi on that computer, but it's on this one.
And we used to have it.
Right.
We used to have it.
So we would switch to that computer, switch back and forth. But now we can't switch back and forth. We got to move this computer. Like the old days.
Yeah, they trying to get us.
So
engineer to come in and help us.
In head movement, like I said earlier, you don't want to be just a stationary target to get hit. Okay. And that's what's going to happen. And when I say hit, it's not just fists. It could be a knife to your face, whatever, right? You don't want any of that. Getting hit in the face, no fun. Knife to the face, no fun. Getting one of them karate kicks, one of them Shango Dari karate kicks, woo, to your face. That ain't fun. Especially with his big old leg, that big short leg. It ain't fun.
Big old feet.
Shango Dari got big feet. Oh my God. Shango Dari is like 4'7" and got size 15 feet.
He's not 4'7".
Oh, I'm sorry, he's 4'6". He gonna correct me. The man, I tried to give him an inch. 4'6". If Shango Dari watches the show, we're gonna have him on as a guest too. And so that's why I'm messing with him because I'm sure he's out there lurking.
He checking us out.
All right. So vegan, yes, Gregory Jones, vegan steroids. If you find some, let Nikki know that she'll give them to me. She'll administer them.
She gonna test them first and make sure you see her come on.
She'll come to the house. Hey man, I'm like, what's going on? Who here? I mean, nobody should have given you on. The next thing I know, I wake up. Vegan steroids. So if you have them, I'm joking about that because I don't want nobody. Well, see, these steroids, they only have natural ingredients. Don't do that. And I think steroids are illegal all over the world.
Do squats activate the testosterone in your body?
Steroids back in the day were not illegal. And I took one cycle and my head was going to explode. This is when I was in high school. So when steroids became illegal in 87. Okay. I was in high school and one of the top track athletes in the country, I wanted to be the top track athlete. They were doing steroids. I'm gonna do steroids.
Wait.
I don't know how they did. And they give you this thing back in those days. I guess they perfected the steroid now, so I don't know. But they give you this thing called mental stabilizer. So it kind of scared me. It took me a while to take them anyway because mental stabilizer.
That sounds
wow.
And it was the most dangerous. So it wasn't the steroids you inject. The most dangerous is the ones you ingest. That's more dangerous. It does more damage.
I didn't know that.
And I ingested. You put it under your tongue.
Sublingual.
And sublingual, yeah. And my head hurted for like 3 days. I don't get headaches.
You mixed it with malt liquor and it might have had
Now that man. so I stopped. That steroid just in my house for years. it costs so much money, I didn't want to throw it away, but I wasn't going to use it. No more, you know.
If you had the bread, would you do the stem cell? Would you do it? Growth hormones? Would you try?
I wouldn't do nothing unnatural like that. Because I feel even it's got to have some. It's unnatural, so it's got to have some effect on you. You didn't naturally create this muscle, right? And one thing steroids does do, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understand from people who bodybuild naturally, they say they don't mess with steroids because steroids, your muscles increase, but it doesn't strengthen your tendons and ligaments.
Right. That's how.
And so they'll be lifting and tear up shit
That happens all the time.
because they so strong, muscly, but
Like the BBL with the skinny thighs.
it's a little different from that. So usually when mothers do steroids, they do look more proportionate. That BBL with the skinny thighs, I hate that shit. Like go to a more expensive doctor so they actually work your hips and thighs
I'm
too.
telling you, that looks
Like that's horrible.
awful.
You look like a goddamn what's the 3 licks to get to the center. You like one of them pops.
That's funny as hell. Speaking of which, did Kanye West really get a BBL?
Oh no! Why would a man get a BBL?
Men are getting BBLs now. I swear to God, I don't want to talk about it.
I'm pretty sure I saw a man with a BBL, but he was gay. But,
No, I'm talking.
But Kanye, I don't think he is. So
they saying that men are getting work done.
now I'll say this. Since I've lost weight, my wife's complaining about I don't have the butt that I used to have. I have a wrestler's behind, so it's still round, but I don't have the butt I have when I was 200 pounds.
Okay, let's get into it. I don't want to talk about
You like it about my butt. So when she complained, I said to her, "What you want me to get a BBL?"
and they do it.
And she was like, "Lord, no." And she's probably thinking the skinny leg.
I swear, man.
Oh my
If
God.
y'all only knew exercises could help all of that stuff.
But
Really
that's
dedicated.
anybody, men or women.
Yeah,
They don't want that pain though of squatting. That's what it is.
I didn't know, and I don't know. Tell me if you knew this or not. But a woman told me this because I was just talking about. This was online. We was talking about how many things you can affect with just exercise that people don't know about their body. And it's like you can lift your breasts by doing like handstand exercises and stuff like that.
Not just handstands. There's a lot of
Push-ups too, probably.
Yeah, they say it's like they can really lift your breasts, they can lift your ass. If you got no ass, it's stuff you could do, but you got to.
That's why a lot of those women who are fitness women, they look so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Instagram, when they show themselves, they look so much better. But they ain't gonna have the gigantic gadunk-a-dunk. And if you want a gigantic gadunk-a-dunk, well, you ain't gonna get it. But your child could marry a woman from Ghana, and your daughter is going to have a giant gadunk-a-dunk.
Now, is that what you really want, though? For your daughter to have a giant?
Well, I mean,
the goal.
it's just as crazy as getting that shit in your backside.
I swear, you might as well pass it.
Now, yeah, if your goal is for your daughter to have a giant gadunk-a-dunk, that's questionable. I don't know why.
Especially
but,
if you call it a gadunk-a-dunk. if you say that to your
well,
child.
you say, girl, I want you to have a big old gadunk-a-dunk. But another thing that we often say, and I can't stand this, is I want my child to be the best thing. If they're gonna be a prostitute, be the best prostitute. If they're gonna be a gangster, be the best gangster. That is ignorant as hell. I've heard many people say that's ignorant. I understand the sentiment,
Right, I do, but it's ignorant.
but then why you gotta go there?
No, be the worst
Be
if
the-
you don't want to do it no more.
Right,
Man.
be the best goddamn revolutionary. You ain't gonna hear my boy say that. But boy, I'm like, be the best revolutionary you can. I was thinking today while I was in the shower, we need to do a show on the difference between revolutionaries, radical revolutionaries, and revolutionary radicals. Because there's a difference.
And I don't know.
When people call themselves a radical, I'm not no goddamn radical. That's used in academia a lot. But I am a revolutionary. And so we're going to do
That's a good
yeah,
show.
because we can talk about the differences and show the differences. And there's a difference in the way they would defend themselves.
I'll be very educated on this subject by the time the show comes. Just watch. You're gonna see me say all type of good shit. I'm smart as shit by the time the show starts.
Now, pec implants have been around for a while. Yes. So
I thought about it.
So there's a star that I heard. So is this a rumor? That's why I'm not naming him. But he sounds like this. He sounds like that. There's a rumor that he, as he got older, he used to be a big muscular dude. As he got older, he got pec and calf implants.
Get out.
Get out. I never got your implants. All right, so we're about to get into it. But there's a rumor. That's why I'm not saying his name, but you can guess who that is. Okay. Because I don't want to get terminated with the show terminated. So, on head movement, we're going to give you some basic exercise. So, the idea of head movement, you've seen us before. He's punching at my nose, and I am slipping. Right? That's the basics, slipping. But we're also going to use dipping.
Slipping and
What slipping and dipping. What some people call bobbing and weaving. We don't bob and weave. Because a lot of people mistake bob and weave and they use too much of their waist and they go like this and they catch a knee.
Yeah, that's bad for us. You don't want to do that if you mess with
Yeah, we're gonna feed you. So you're gonna eat. So the one thing we're gonna work on is head movement. Be able to go. So this is slip, and he punches with the other hand. This is dip. We really don't slip on the other side and catch it.
Right.
So it's a slip. If you go to the side, the far side or cross side to your face is dip, right? So that's how it's done. Slip, right? Slip. It's not a big thing to eat. It's just, but to work that, the basics of that is this. We're gonna work 2 exercises, and I want, if you got somebody with you, you can do it now, but definitely do it later. Rewind this back if you can't remember. It's very simple. You're going to, let me show you the distance we have. So you're gonna go backwards. Then I'll go backwards when you do. Just keep it extended like this. All I'm going to do first exercise is I'm gonna be walking. You're gonna be moving back here. Right, and then like you can move back if you want to. I'm here,
Okay.
right? Keep it up here, and then, so here, and now to get to this other side, I can here. So I chase it here, and now you come at me.
Okay, so from here, I'm coming. Do I go inside or outside?
Outside per always will be on the outside. You
So I
can't,
come here.
but sometimes you can't. And now you come under, just slight. You want that shit to be just right there over your shoulder. You want it right over your shoulder. You don't want it way out here. That means you went too far. And he can counter with other things. So you want that. So that means he's off balance. Now you come
No, it's bad.
and you take smaller steps.
Mm-hmm.
No, so when you do that, you get ready to slip like that. Now you come under. Right, and you come under again. Right, you keep coming under. Too far. Move
Too far.
Right, just a little bit. Right, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Right. Exactly. Okay. And then you can increase that the technique. Now you say, I want to get to his elbow with my head. So first I'm here, right? And then only take little steps. I'm here. And then you take little steps. I take bigger steps. So you're keeping that as, like it's a bar there. And you could use a broom handle or whatever to make it even more, but this is so he's used to a body. So now, and your hands stay up. I come under. I'm trying to get to his elbow. When he steps, that's when I move. That's keeping me to move, right? That's keeping me to move. Keep your head up with your chin tucked, but I want to be able to keep looking at him. So when I say your head up, I'm starting looking at the floor. My chin's tucked, but I'm looking at him.
I'm glad you mentioned that. It used to be a real issue of mine, y'all. That I still look like I'm still got to keep my head looking at the ground. Your energy is if I was the engine ground. Somebody push your head down. It's over
Right.
once you're looking.
So you're here, chin tucked, but I'm looking at his sternum, right? So now when I go, so say we're gone. That's twice. It can be 10 times, whatever you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable moving, now add your hands to it. So now this time, when I go, it's right there. So the first time I step, I may do a shovel punch, right? Or I step, I may throw here, whatever, right? And then when I come under, hit, right? If you have a problem with stepping, the person can just stay there and let you just keep working,
Okay.
right? But if that's not the issue, then they take small steps backwards. If you take big steps, then so take a big step backwards. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? I'm not dealing with no more. It's small steps. So we're close. We're in the pocket, like Jared says, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the pocket, and so we got to throw, grapple. It's all in there. But say you got me against the wall, and the person throwing hands at you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to move. You got to get out of there, right?
And it's getting you good with being close up and getting used to it being in your face.
Right. So, and you can start off touching the nose. You don't want that to touch your nose. So you slip out the way. When you slip out the way, you hit them with a punch. Whatever you come with. If you're a boxer, boom, you can give it to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason I don't like boxing, I don't like boxing. The boxing punch, you're trying to hit his chin. That's a small target.
Yeah.
For us, and boxing, you can also punch, but I like to hit the liver, boom, right? That's why I go. So that's a shovel punch. I can hit the liver. I can hit it with a number 10 punch here. If I want to hit the chin, uppercut is better. Back in the day, that's what Tyson, he would boom come with the uppercut. So here, slip out, boom, hit. Now I come under. Remember, don't bend your back. It's your knees. Come slightly under. And then I can hit, boom, to the ribs or whatever.
Well, you mind just showing them, will they see right here, if I get a little lower, how close you are to this, or maybe we this way?
This way.
They can see how close you are to this fist, and this fist is right here.
Can they see over there?
No.
No, when I move. So I'm here. Can they see?
Yeah, they can see it. They can see how close it is.
And now when I go under, see? Can they see that?
Yeah, they see the distance right there.
So I want that right over my shoulder. I don't want to be like this. I'll make it happen myself. I don't want to be way out here. See, here, I can eat this.
Yeah, it's right there.
Knees want to fly, all kinds of shit. He want to grab me.
Yeah.
So you want him off balance. He's throwing a hard punch, remember that. And so you just slip by it as he's trying to adjust his weight again. Boom, I'm giving him something. Okay? So that's the first exercise. So come in, Omaniki, and do so. What you're going to do is just go under. Arm out.
She's going to hold her arm out. I'm just going to go ahead.
Yeah, and then so you just hold your arm up at his nose. Now she's shorter, so you're gonna have to work.
Yeah, it's good.
So I mean,
and I want to say too, anytime you training, always remember both of y'all are training at the same time, and it's always something you be working on. So while I'm just standing there like this, there's a few things I'm working on. I'm working on keeping this guard up. This is just exercise, keeping this arm extended like that. You can't see, with my back foot is raised, and I'm thinking I'm keeping my mechanics intact, even though I'm not. The point is doing the work right now.
And one thing with the slip too, a lot of people do this with the slip. Person punches, and she's punching at my nose. They'll do this. The hand goes down. Work on keeping your hands up. So she punches. This is the perfect time to do it. Work on keeping the hands up.
Yeah.
If they want to go down, instead of going down, they fly into her.
Right.
So when she punches, oh, I wanted to go down, boom, that's why I give it to the liver.
Right.
Got me? Don't drop your hand, because now she can just attack me on this side. It's open. So make sure you slipping, boom, hitting with something. Or you slipping, boom, hitting with something. Okay? So make sure, go to the other side, then you're going backwards that way. Yes. Bring your arm out. Just leave your arm out.
All right, she goes.
And then now you are going
from here. He's gonna start this way.
And now you take small steps backwards on the knee. Too much belay, a little bit less movement.
I got you. Too much right there.
Throw with both hands. Yes.
Like this.
Throw with both hands. You out of it. Yeah.
And
He's a lefty. He's a lefty.
So you can
He's a lefty. So
you step on
right there. See how far you are?
Yeah, I need to be right
Be
here.
closer when you come
Come on, let's come back. Let's come back.
So because you're going like this,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
instead
yeah.
it should be like this.
I should
So
be going up.
keep your shoulder square with him. Yes.
Just like you said, I'm going out instead of up. Yeah.
I go under it. Go under the arm. Yes.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
One time, you did one time. I was like,
You out of
getting
it.
in the groove now.
I'll watch this and make sure y'all don't
I
go
can
out.
still see my face though.
Right. So you're gonna do that. Don't bend too much here. Don't fall forward. You just take whatever steps you need to get there and to get under. So when you get under, I'm stepping forward, but my body is coming down. My knees are coming down. My knees are coming down. Okay. So down, I come up. Down, come up. Okay.
Press the footwork a little more.
Now, right, because now it's footwork while you're defending, not just throwing hands or whatever. Now you actually try to use the head move. If I was trapped in one place and they right there just throwing off on me, right? I'm here. So that is that first exercise. Now the next exercise with this is he's throwing hands. So he's just sticking it out now. He's throwing. So now he throws, I'm here. 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 Now, he wasn't moving at first. I started making the move by me moving towards him. And that's what's going to happen. That person will be moving backwards, and now you got it. Right? So real slow. Do not start off fast, thinking you once again Rambo, you can get bow.
Don't do it.
So he's throwing, I'm here. He's throwing, I'm here. You notice you never get to slip again. Once you go to the side, it's always dipping now. He's throwing. He's throwing. That's why that dip's important. Now, in combat, we're only if he throws and I'm here, and he throws that side, I'm here. So I'm changing the parameters. If he throws that hand now, I'm here and I'm going to grapple him now. But
or you don't even go back over there. That's how you.
That's what I'm saying. Now I'm pulling you over here. So I was here. I'm over here. I don't go over there no more. You punch. I don't go over there. I pull you now. Now I'm over there.
But I done seen you where from this first after you move from this first one, you won't go back to this second one either. You won't even go back to that. Like if I'm right here, I throw this one and you slip, and then I throw this one.
Oh no.
You won't even come back over there. You stay this way.
Right.
So I go here.
You can do that too. Right. But I want to get y'all head moving. There's a lot you can do. If I'm here, I can and he gets ready to throw that hand, I can pull down, he doesn't get that hand. There's a lot you can do, but for right now, don't know it doesn't exist. But for right now, we want to get your head moving right. Right. Somebody says, well, what if somebody just was asking me for? You got two people grabbing your hands. You can imagine what kind of people. You're trying to get behind your back. They got two hands, and this one's firing off. You're in trouble. That's all I can say on that one.
You better really train that head movement.
And your head movement better be just ball stack.
You may be one of them two twins, with some two brothers. You better be crumping and everything.
Why they got your hands? I said, well, damn. I said, you believe in God? Yeah, well, go ahead and pray. Because you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You let them get your hands. That's the issue. Okay, so now, going boom. You all are going to do that, and then we're going to get to the next exercise, which is the fade. So in the head, it's slip, it's dip,
and then it's dip,
and it's fade.
Oh, you're talking about this third.
Slip, dip, and fade. Slip, dip, fade. I didn't move my back like this, like I'm scared. I moved my front foot back towards my rear toe. Okay, to give me distance.
Let you see that one time what your feet are doing.
So I move my foot there. And my shoes aren't tied because I was rushing to get in here, jump in the car without tying my shoes.
You don't be like them young folks be wearing them shoes.
So that's all I'm doing. That's called a lion step for us. I don't move this foot backwards. It's where it's going to be at. I move my front foot towards that toe.
Yep.
And that gets me out of the range. So say he's punching, he wanted to hit me in my chin. It would have hit my chin, but so I'm in my position. I drop my back foot and I bring my front back like this. Now come up. So you see where he's touching my chin. With his arm bent, he still got my chin. I step here, straighten your arm. He's nowhere near my chin now. Just by doing the lion step. So we slip, we dip, and then we
hold him up just like that. Feels so foreign, boy. Just right here.
And we lion step. So now this one is only done with. We don't do it with stable. That's simple. So you already done stable. So now it's going to be punches, punches, punches. Okay. So bring it up again. So now when he punches, you're going to slip. He punches. You're going to dip. Punch, slip, dip. And then he punches again, fade. Okay. Or if he throws a hook punch, fade. And there's things you follow that. So he punches, fade. Keep your guard up, and you're there. With the other ones, it's much easier because that's even shorter because it's behind. You punch and you fade. Okay. So work the slipping and dipping, moving, both of y'all back and then here, and then we'll get into the fade. Go ahead, work.
All right. So you come at me first. So slip, dip.
That's it. Not fade, don't fade. Just slip and dip.
Oh, just slip and dip.
And then move with so slip and dip. Slip, dip, and now he punches at you.
Oh, okay, I got you.
You ain't gonna really be moving at that point when you punch.
Okay. All right. So,
slip, dip, and now you punch. Slip, dip. Just dip a little bit. See how far you are?
Right.
He's past your shoulder. Just dip a little bit. You want to be right there. Yes.
So I go slow. You want to do it? All right.
Slip, dip,
And then
slip. Don't go back. It's just here.
Okay.
One thing, don't worry about his hands. As long as you stick to the technique, he's not going to hit you. You got to stick to the technique, right? If I go and he's punching during that time, now I got to grapple because I can't come up into a punch, right? He's forced to grapple. I don't grapple from the inside, and nobody else should because he can use the other hand grabbing around my back. And so now we just switch to here, and I got him here. But don't worry about that for right now. Just get this technique down so your feet and your body's working together. Okay. And I tell you, when you see me do this, right? Make sure you dip those legs. When we knuckling up, a lot of times I'm messing with a person like that. That's all I'm doing is dipping. That's it. If you dip under the arm.
Yeah, I'm not going so fast to give you.
Okay.
Good.
Make sure you so I dipped that time because I was about to tell you when you make sure in that second when you want to slip.
Right, make sure you dip. The reason we don't slip across is because you can catch that other hand. We dip across.
Excuse me, sir.
You can almost think of it as a slip with a quick lowering of your legs and coming back up. Now that one you just slipped across. If you dip those legs. There we go. Okay. All right. So now, a fade, as I talked about, your rear foot, I go to my left side, too. I'm on my rear. This one comes back. Now, I'm on my right, which means my right foot's forward. I drop. Can you bring this down on me? Are you going to the restroom? Just real quick. So you see my heel is raised, right? You see this heel is raised. I drop this heel. As I drop, keep it down. As I drop, this foot comes back. As I drop, this foot comes back. The toe is just slightly in front of my rear toe. Okay, don't bring them together like in line. You'll be off balance. But it's slight here. Now I got to go forward again. So from here, I'm always giving them something. Okay. So the difference is when I slip, hit. When I dip, hit at the same time. When I fade, I do not throw hand out like this because they can get grabbed and grappled. I come back, and then as I'm going back forward, I give them something. Okay. Always. Do not ever lion step and then step back. That means your energy is non-dominant, and we're never non-dominant in our energy in a violent encounter. Okay. It's here, yeah, and he may think he's got the dominance.
Right.
And that's where he opens himself up to whatever.
And remember that the only reason he taking that line off is because I'm throwing.
Right.
So right then I think I'm coming with it, and he's
exactly.
ducking
I'm here.
Right.
And now all this is open.
Yeah, before I can react, now he back up on it.
Right. Or load. Mm-hmm. Or take the arm. Whatever it is I'm gonna do. Right. So, and a lot of things that you simply can do too. He throws a hook, I'm off. When you come down here, people are like, well, what do I do?
I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
You push that down, hammer fist.
And from there, my head go down. So
and I can boom. Or boom, I come up. And now this underhook high here, I can do all kinds of stuff now. He could have took me and put me in a guillotine. Could have did all type of stuff. When I got my head guillotine. I could put you in a kukal.
Yeah, that's right. Now, definitely.
Guillotine here.
Yeah, right. Before you started, before you
get up here. Mm-hmm. But it's better to do it from a position where you can't use his arm to spin yourself. So if I have you here, bang, here.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
This is so bad, y'all.
And now I'm cutting up into his throat here.
Yeah, I'm talking.
And I let this arm go and help pull up.
And that's how quick you go away.
Right. So that fade sets up a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if I just throw hands, I can just throw hands. Boom.
I'm all off guard. I didn't rock with
his back. Wrong. Right. I can hit him here. Bang.
Folded.
So it's a lot you can do to set him up. I prefer elbow because he's gonna be close. Yeah. When I fade, when I come back down, he's gonna be close. So I prefer elbow hammers and elbows. They go together. We dealt with that before, right? Anytime you throw in a hammer, elbows come.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that hook, boy. If you better be throwing something quick.
Right. Once you miss the hook, you're off balance.
You got to come back around. There's no way you're going to just move.
Right. Now, my thinking usually is he throws a hook. I fade. I come here because now if he throws an elbow,
that's what I thought about. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, okay, I got
the elbow, but I blocked his line.
Yep. And then give me a blow there too.
Right.
I can't get
now. Elbow. So this is a lot of times people when they like I seen other artists, they taking the test and stuff. They may have the person like this. They don't know what to do, so they going like this. They ain't doing shit. Here, boom, finish that.
Oh man.
Make sure it does something.
Lights out now.
This, when my old man says do something, he don't mean shit like this. That ain't gonna do nothing.
Now,
Piss him off.
I'll be glad you gave me a second to get
Right,
it.
like, woo, right, I got time now to rap.
I can think,
No, you, boom, you give that to him.
No time no more.
You can't let him balance himself. So we're gonna fade now. I'm gonna throw it to you. So slip, and you can do this in the you can do this stationary too, like this. You slip, dip, and then you fade. Slip, dip, fade. Exactly. You can do it that way. But the better way to fade, get your timing in, is a hand thrown. So now it's here, 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 right. Here, 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 right. Here, pop. Good. Okay. Don't go that fast. That wasn't fast, but don't go that fast. Just here, pop, 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 boop, 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 boop. Then boop, boop. He don't know. Boop. He don't know what's coming. It doesn't matter whether it's a straight or a hook because the fade stays. Your technique has to stay.
If you pay attention, I just realized.
Right. You can't concentrate. Hooks I'm gonna do. If you're doing that, you're getting hit.
You got a 3-piece you got to do.
Right. And I came forward a little bit that fade, he still was out the way. Okay. Now, I'm using the real knife. Real slow. Okay.
And then I'm pulling mine.
You should have pulled. I got that
I know
first
the first
time.
time. We just that's what we're doing to right now. That's gotta be crazy. I'm like,
Right, I'm here, and you pulled and cut me. Right.
That's what happened. That's what we working on if you come to class right now.
Yes, that's exactly what we're working on now.
Yep. As soon as he pulled, I'm pulling before it even get out, hitting, boom, and then we on it. Cut him up.
Right. Now, if you
With
had it
real
out
knives
already,
too.
if you had it out already, this thing I can guarantee you too. Certain things I can guarantee. Your heart gonna be pumping Kool-Aid.
Pumping.
I don't care how long you've been training. You were special forces. You were special forces for 20 years, and then you became a Marine Raider.
Once you
This shit here.
That's why it's good to train with a shiny metal. For me,
Right. Instead
I
of
feel
like
it.
wood or plastic.
yeah, I feel it. When I see that thing shining right there, and he holding that motherfucker, I'm feeling. You got to move. You better be line stepping there. That motherfucker coming at you.
So now, slip, dip. Now, so the reason why you don't want him to keep getting it, because he'll keep doing that. You want to pull your
Yes.
first opportunity, right? Because you got another
So,
training.
yes, sir.
Because if you don't, he'll keep stabbing and slashing. Why not? I mean, you just got your meat, even if you're throwing punches. If your punch don't knock him out, so here I'm.
I better be on it by then.
See,
I ain't pulled the first time. I went for it, it ain't come, so I had to move. You want to be right there. Then you better be on it. You better be cutting and slashing right then.
now he's in his pocket and he's gonna pull on it. Now,
Ready?
if he does this, now I would say still slip,
Oh,
but
okay.
make him pay. Just don't jig that in me.
You're all right.
Slap!
Yeah.
No, slip.
Oh. So it's just
Slap!
from right
Now
there.
that
all
cuts his
the-
arm, or that cuts his arm.
Yeah.
Because that's his delivery system,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I gotta cut this
Cut it.
first.
Ow!
No.
Now he gets ready to go
Whole
again.
stomach
And he
out.
shouldn't go. If he does go again, he
Oh,
on
my
drugs. And no dip. This well,
Oh, okay.
well now he punches too. Dip, which would be stupid.
Wow.
I actually wouldn't dip. He punches, just cut the
I'm
shit
just
out of
whoop.
that.
That's
Ow!
what we really.
I can't use it. Whoa! And then you just laugh. At that point, I do a karate kick.
You know what?
Hi! And I'll say, see, I actually kicked the knife. A knife wielding opponent. Didn't tell me it was in his mouth.
Well,
And
that's-
I've seen this in movies too. In movies, the person climbing up and they got a knife in their mouth.
Yo, I swear.
That is the dumbest shit ever.
Yo, I swear. You got to be. Hey, maybe you train that. I ain't never trained that. I ain't putting no knife. Listen. But this is like you said. This head movement, it may save you from a tool. We usually be talking about hands, but somebody could be swinging a tool.
But just don't keep using head movement against the tool.
No.
Please don't.
The first time, you did.
Right,
You
you
been
got
doing that. It's really
And
close.
really the best one is the fade against that. And that's the most natural one that's going to happen.
Yeah, especially on that night.
Right.
That's what you want to
So
do.
make sure you know what you're doing too, because people do this.
Right.
And
No.
now you cut your throat.
No, you want to be back here. You don't want to
Right.
be, woo! That's what we tend to do. You know, back in the day, you don't want to get
Let me just come
head
forward.
right out there.
Go backwards like that.
Woo!
Now, this is open. This is throat.
All that. But I ain't getting this cut up.
Right. That's nice. But this here,
Look, cut my chest. I can't punch with that.
right.
If you go, I mean, I don't want to get cut at all.
And there's no artery there, but artery's right here.
Lord have mercy. I want to take if I got to take one, I'm going to have to take it right here. I'm going to grab that knife. But yeah, we tend to, that's why you got to train.
Or they jump back and reach for it like that too. Like that, right. Like he's just going to be a hoo or hoy. When now he can grab it if you don't jump back.
No, now if I'm going to grab it, I
He
got to
can
be
just boom,
I got
right,
to be
and
on
move-
that thing. Then.
Right, and move towards me.
Yeah.
But if he's jumping back, I move that out, and
I ain't have no
oh my
strength.
God,
I
he's
didn't have no
screwed.
strength.
Right, because he's going backwards. His engine's going backwards.
We didn't mean to turn this to a knife.
Right. But it all fits.
You grab
like
that
I said
thing.
earlier.
But head movement, back to it.
Right, head movement allows you to do certain things. So, and that's another thing you can do. But get your head movement down. Of course, after a few days, start now working on pulling your tool as you slip, dip, as
There you
you
go.
fade. Right, work on pulling your tool. Fade is one of the most typical times when you do pull a tool.
Yeah, that quick breathe
Like,
coming
oh,
back.
shit.
Whoop.
Right, exactly. So, head movement, remember, slip, dip, fade. Slip, dip, fade. Any questions? When to use vertical punch like boxing or horizontal straight punch?
Use that.
No, horizontal punch is what they use in boxing.
Use the horizontal punch when you're boxing.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So now, and he's talking about in the ring boxing.
Yeah.
I remember he said boxing punch can make elbow bump, but it's not. Yes. So I didn't use it. If you're talking about the punch I did, this is just to train it.
Yeah,
You can train it like this too.
Yeah,
In fact, this is longer.
You didn't hear me say what I said I don't even like
Like
training
you
like
don't
that.
feel comfortable.
It ain't. I feel like you about to.
And when you see me punch to the body, bring your hand down, keep it down. When I punch this liver, I was here. That's a number 10 punch. That's not this.
No, it don't even feel the same touch.
This uses bicep. This, and you can get your, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna press as the liver, tighten up your stomach, and just walk forward. Keep on. See, that's bending. Now, I'm doing a number 10 punch. This is my tricep activated by turning on that angle. Walk forward. In fact, I'll lift one leg.
Oh, come on now. I don't know. Don't do that.
So
Yeah, it's a difference.
that's a number 10 punch. We call that. Okay, that is a inverted horizontal punch.
It looks the same. You might
You
that
think
overhand
that-
right sometimes hit that perfect angle when they throw it right, and it's really
right.
number 10.
Overhand is a number 10. Right. That's exactly. Except we don't circle the strike. It's
Right.
straight because it comes from the spear.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so it's here. Boom. That's number 10. And that can be thrown off the rear or the front hand. I'm in the rear now, and this is in the front.
Superman. Is that how
Superman punch is a yes. So Superman punch, you act
Is
like
that
you're
the
throwing a
spear?
knee. It's a spear,
Forgot.
and that's the actual move with the thrust. That's an aerial thrust, but they act like they throwing a knee
Yeah,
and they
but
draw it back
Yeah.
and throw the punch on the same side. So the person energy goes low to try to block that knee, and they catch him up top. That's Superman punch.
That's that number 10 energy right there.
That's actually Francis Ngannou tried to hit Tyson Fury with it.
He went for it.
He went for
I
it.
ain't mad at
He
him.
didn't get it right. I mean,
And he
hell.
said he was going to do it.
Right.
That's what made it wrong. He said he was going to do it, so we got to give respect for that.
Now, if he had knocked him out, that'd really be wrong. I'd have been crying laughing.
I'd have had to go fly to wherever he was at and celebrate with them.
I'm going to knock him out with that.
I told you.
Right. Yeah, boom. You know, and so now that is a high risk punch. With a spear is great because what you're doing is you're jumping, you're getting over their shield.
Question: if you by yourself, is it some things you don't have a bob? Can you use the corner or maybe the corridor of your door, or you know what I'm saying, to practice slipping.
The moving?
Yeah.
Well, you can use, if you got a tree, you can, now the branches are too high unless you taller hit, but you can tie, one of my students used to do this. He used to tie his stick to the tree and then he's working.
Right.
You can use tape, but that's going to break down quick. So what you do is you get the elastics, like they use for the woman's hair. They go pull it back, like the afro, pull it back. The elastic. So you get the elastic, you tie that to the stick, and then you can cut it and you tie it around the tree.
And you can also get those things they use, the ones I had in here, those little arms. I don't know what they call it, that you use.
The noodles for the pool.
Yeah.
You can use those too.
Yeah,
you just have to find a way to tie them. So what I was talking about with the elastic, so you tie one end to the stick, you cut it, and then you tie it around the tree.
Yeah, that'd be good too.
And so it's always out like that. And so now, and it won't get knocked down because you're not hitting it, you just move it. But he used to hit his and it stayed up, the stick. But so now you can work that and move towards it. So get you a longer stick, like a broomstick, something longer.
Right.
And now you're moving towards the tree.
It's important to move forward.
Yes.
You don't want to get caught, just like he said, I think, was this the beginning of the show? You don't want to get caught in going backwards. You don't want to get caught neutral.
Right.
So you don't want to get caught staying still either, because you're giving them a chance to adjust. So you want to constantly be, so trained.
When you're fighting a person and they start moving around you to grapple,
right,
that means you were still.
That's how they got
If I'm moving on you, it's very hard to move around me to grapple.
Right.
And I'm steady moving with you. So it's harder for him to grapple if I'm moving towards him.
Yeah.
People say, well, that's counterintuitive. No, you counterintuitive. Because if whatever he's using, you got a long stick.
Of course, we got sticks.
Well, I know you got a stick.
You want a short stick? Or
it doesn't matter. Just to show force. So, I mean, you can do it. The end, if I'm hitting with this. This is where the power is at.
Whack.
The end of the stick. If I had on a blue uniform and a thicker stick, let's say, because I like blue's my favorite color, and I'm swinging on him, and I stay out here, or I say I'm gonna move away from it. See the distance? Yeah, that works if you just like this,
right.
and you're backing up.
Right.
Now you can fade as he's swinging, fade, but now come towards him because you don't want him to swing back with that.
Close.
So you close. The power's out here. If I swing and he steps in at me, I'm trying to knock his block off.
Excuse me.
Don't even block it. Just come in.
Just
Come in at me,
Yeah.
and just come in at me. Look me face to face. I want you to see what the force is out here. Now that's with him not blocking. That's with him just standing there because it was happening quick and he got caught off guard, but he stepped towards me because he's been trained in that. The force is out there. Did this do anything to you?
No, sir.
Nothing. The force is out here. Now, when he blocked, that hurt.
Yeah.
If I wasn't trained, I'd have dropped this mother.
Yeah.
Right. But one best thing to do is this. So now when you're coming in, you're covering if I hit, but you're hitting me. Boom. All you were doing, you weren't trying to hit me when I had my blue uniform on. You were covering yourself.
And that's why we train to go forward.
And now you're like this, and now you can run or do whatever it is you got to do. Right. So that's one reason. Another reason, he's bigger. Come in on me, Nikki. He's bigger than on me, Nikki. He got a longer reach. Well, she got to get inside it. So you throw your punch to touch her face. You throw this punch right here, touch his. Well, this punch touch his face. Bring it up. That ain't nowhere near his face. Not at all.
I ain't leaning back.
Right, that's nowhere near it. Okay. So she has to equalize that. One with her footwork, and she has to be inside. Otherwise, he's giving her full power punches outside, and she ain't touching him. So when he punches, this is when you slip. He punches, slip, get close to him. So now close. So after you slip, close. Right. And so now you start throwing things or grappling them or whatever, right? And now he doesn't have his use of strength from there unless you give him space. So if I'm here, like Akin Bobala, what he likes to do, y'all saw him when we talk about how to defend against a larger opponent. If I'm in on him, he wants to come around, and they've seen me do this all the time. I took this arm, I just put it right to this side. He can't come around. And now he don't want me to grab him because he knows he's going down, right? And so now he's trying to get space. So he dips his legs, because I trained him, and he tried to bring that one backwards. But I don't allow that. Hell no, he's too big. So I stay on him. They didn't see it, but believe me, so there's subtleties that's happening there. That's why people like to watch me and I can go because it's subtle and it's things happening. That hand talks to him. It tells he got to dip down and I've already had a conversation in my head many times. And so I follow him there. And now, so if you explode because he figured he's younger than me, so he's gonna explode. That's the only thing that may save him. If he explodes, but he's not. He's exploding with He's exploding with chess. He exploded. Move fast. A checker piece. I got his ass. He moving a checker piece. I'm moving a queen. You can't do that, right? So make sure you learn these things and then start experimenting, so you become intelligent with them. But that's why we're close. That's why the fade, you come forward. You can't stay out here because you're giving him opportunity to now attack you from another angle. You're giving him opportunity to think. I don't want him to think. God damn it. He threw that punch. That was his Hail Mary. That's where his thought was at. And I don't want him to think of nothing else except I gotta defend myself. This dude's hurting me. This old mother, how is this happening?
The slip and the dip is part of footwork. And we always talk about
and the fade.
Yeah, you see the footwork in the fade, but I said it in the slip and dip because you might not realize it when you're dealing with the hips and how your legs should be positioned and you moving because remember we talking about going forward. Right. So this is footwork, and like you say, footwork drives all technique.
So you're not just
don't get caught
like what's his name? Like Anderson Silva. Yeah, that's a whole nother level of somebody.
And he's in the ring. Right.
You
show that. That's great head movement for the ring.
Same way these punches are great for the ring.
Exactly.
Because a person and you say, well, most people not thinking of jamming your punches. They do that by accident. I'm trying to punch, my punch too low, and he's moving forward trying to grab me. My shit get jammed. Now I'm in trouble. Now I can't use my hand, and he's on me to grapple me.
So that's a nugget from bad technique. But when you have good technique, like we do, and other techniques, then you do stuff, and it happens with Baba all the time. He just doing something else. But because the technique is so tight and sound, he catch a bunch of nuggets. Going in, he just going in, but he catch me in my face.
Right, nugget mean that. You weren't trying to get this thing, but you got that thing.
He just blocking, but his elbow catching me perfectly in my sternum. Not just catching me, but right there in my sternum because footwork is perfect. His feet right where they're supposed to be. So as soon as he look up, his head just gonna catch me. He ain't trying to, he just looking up. But he catch you right there. Come back down, catch you right. It's all about
and that happens all the time. I know one time we were in class, I'm sorry. He grabbed, I wasn't expecting it because it wasn't supposed to happen. He grabbed both my arms. I forget what the hell we were doing. And it was bah! I was oh my God, I'm sorry, like shit, right? I didn't throw it at him. No. It was him pulling me.
And his head
it's right there. My training is I'm pulled, I bring my energy up. And that's just training. So it just happened that way. I'm like, oh shit. I was as shocked as he was.
The way you train is the way you fight.
But now in a fight, I'm not going, oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm like, shit, thank you, Ogun.
That's Mr. Postman.
Right. Thank you, Ogun, whoever helped me with that one.
And I hope from that, I hope you can see why it's important, not just training, but if you're training something bad, how bad it is, because you're going to do
get nuggets. Actually, you give him nuggets.
That's what you're doing.
And he'd walk away. I broke that fool wrist. He wasn't trying to.
Right. You're going to end up with nuggets all over.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So train properly, man. Train this stuff properly. Take your time. It's the most important thing. Make sure you understand what you're doing.
Yes.
the mechanics of it, and why you doing it. One thing is good for.
Hold on, somebody says rape maybe. Let me see. Did I miss something?
I think they were talking about doing the tree thing.
I don't understand. Oh, a rope. I'm sorry. Damn.
Right.
Okay, a rope maybe. Yeah, a rope could. Well, a rope would be kind of thick to tie the stick. Tied around the stick part, unless you have a thick. Now you use a thick
That's different.
stick like that, and that would be good. But nobody's arm unless you really train to fight a giant. Nobody's arm used that big. Of course, you're not this skinny either.
Right.
The noodles are close to arm size.
Yeah, they are. I don't have anything right now.
Also, the elastic is going to be gripping a little bit more. Unless,
Yes.
I don't have a lot of experience with rope. Maybe someone knows how to really make it work. But
Yeah, somebody. I mean, it's ways to do it. You know, if you put grooves like in the sides of the tree too. If this your house,
Y'all know what we call it. We call it rigging.
right?
a
Rigging
certain
type of rigging. You've
kind.
been able to do.
Well, we can use, just so y'all know, it's originally called jury rig.
Really?
Yes, and Caucasians started saying nigger rig
Wow.
because when we were always known as, I take this thing and turn it to something else valuable.
Right.
Like we look at any flat surface, it's a table.
We have flat tables.
Well, we call that, we have tables, but we'll turn the computer surface into a table. That's, so people say nigger rig. Caucasians started saying that about us.
Damn.
But it's jury, Jury rig.
Such a word, Smith, Bob. We appreciate you, sir.
So so yeah, it's jury rig. But yeah, people say nigger rig. When I hear people, I know what both are.
I think it's a compliment, kind of, because I see it as efficiency.
Well, we see it as efficiency.
I know what they see it as.
They see it as these niggas ain't got no money to buy the real thing, so they turn to the other thing. You go to a house, it may have much jury rig, but the people, I'm not supporting buying, but the people may have on $400 shoes.
Right.
But so it's just our nature to jury rig stuff, right? But that's how it is. So the way I learned that word, just so you all know, I was writing a role-playing game back when I was in high school. Of course, it was just terrible. It was a knockoff of everything I had ever played before. But in the game, people had equipment, and there was a skill that people, a certain type of character could make his own. And at first I wrote nigger rig. I said, wait, hold, no. Because it ain't going to just be my friend seeing as I hope. I thought the whole world would buy this. I'd be the next Dungeons and Dragons. Right? So I said, I got to find the word. So I started looking through different, we had the internet then. I'm looking through different dictionaries and sources. Yeah. So I went to the law library at University of Chicago. So the woman who worked there had kind of adopted me as her son. And I went into their Oxford Dictionary, which was like, this. And in there, and I looked up inventiveness, inventions. And God, what do you call it? I forget I use another word, but they both said jury rig. So then I went to another dictionary, looked up jury rig, and it talks about, making improvised tools and weapons. So that's jury. That's how I learned. So shout out to role-playing games for helping me learn that kind of shit.
Manuel Briggs says African ingenuity.
There you go.
Yes, African ingenuity is, now that is, and that's a better word actually, but so that's the word for jury rig. I like jury rig.
You've been a rope for practicing, a rope for practicing slipping. So
right, the same stick sticking out with a rope like distended like this. That works.
That helps.
Okay, so now the way that could work also is to teach you when to slip, when not to. So say if you push it, but you push it like with an angle. So first you're pushing it straight, so you're slipping, you're dipping. Then you push it at an angle. Well, you don't want to. So that means if I'm going like this, you don't want to snip that.
Right. So what you do?
You can dip it.
Right.
You can dip it, but do not snip it. So it's teaching you that, right?
That kind of thing. I slip that. It's coming from this angle right here.
and you slip this way.
Oh, but yeah, but
Still gonna bust.
that's the worst way to slip.
Right. So yes, that's actually they can be pretty good. I never thought about it that way, but they could be pretty good to use a rope for it.
He may not have been thinking of the way you just did.
Right, but I'm just
He might
saying
have
that's
been
a good
thinking- I was
that's a
just
good
thinking
way.
just having it here and
And
moving like
move,
this.
right, and
But
you
yeah.
can. That's good. So you can have that, but you can add to your
Contours, you don't
training.
really get-
Or you could just keep pushing it forward and that's adding like a person punching.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. That's
So, you know,
There's I was researching bobs, different kinds of bobs, and there's a thing now that they have that's kind of like
come back to you. That
right,
little thing,
yeah, come
back.
and that to
How-
me
you
when
must-
I
you
was
must-
looking at it,
would you hook it up to something?
no, it's
about a
freestanding.
T-ball.
Oh, it
Yeah.
don't like
That
that.
thing,
Yeah.
it's just a hand. You hit it, it come back around. As
I
well.
was thinking that's
I got you.
something that you could definitely make yourself. You wouldn't have, you don't necessarily have to.
No, yeah,
order
you
it.
definitely-
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could.
definitely.
Now they have a wave, which came before Bob. So the wave you fill it with water,
Mm.
and it's
Oh, right.
it's like a
right.
cylinder
They
system,
Yeah,
still make
yeah.
those.
and when you hit it, it comes back.
Yeah, now you can get those out of the general stores now.
So you
Yeah.
can combine that type of thinking with
Yeah,
Right.
we know somebody who
Give it
made
some
something
arms.
similar like that.
boy what.
You know, I think he's gonna know something like that.
So
Shout out to our brother.
So that slipped by. She said, "Shout out to our brother." I said, so basically, being a MacGyver, yeah, we all should to a certain degree MacGyver shit, and black folk usually do a little bit, you know. MacGyver some now. If it was up to my wife, everything in the house would be MacGyver, so I'd be complaining at home, you know.
It's good to exercise that muscle all the
Yes.
time to be.
I used to marvel at people that are like mechanics and stuff, how when they're in a situation, how they mind things differently than other people about how to move stuff, how to do stuff.
Well, so in SL, right? So in special forces, basically you're learning to take the things in your environment and use them for what you need to survive,
Right.
right? So that's always been considered with them elite thinking.
Right.
With us, it's just thinking.
Right.
Yeah, because we always had to survive. So poor folks
Right.
always had to figure out,
Yeah.
use this for this, and you can use it for that.
Survival
Don't throw that away. You take that egg water, you take it to the garden, you use it for that.
Right.
It was
There's
some.
I was gonna say there's and I think they just started because it's the beginning of February, but there is someone, I think they're on Instagram and TikTok or whatever. It's two older ladies. One of them is like 100 and the other one is 60. I guess this is her granddaughter or something like that. Or her daughter. But she's making a video every day of her mother doing stuff the way it used to be done.
Wow, that's cool.
Before we had all this, she said every day of this month she's gonna post a video of her mother doing the way. So I started
and this is on
following
who?
her.
It's on TikTok.
It's on YouTube, and I think they have a TikTok also. And
Cool.
I'll post it in
Yeah,
the comments
please
because I
do.
started
Yeah.
following her. But yeah, I was like, that's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
something that we need.
It's
Sure.
it's an anime show that I don't know the name of, but the basis is the world has been destroyed. They got to rebuild the world, and it's a kid who he's been trained all this stuff. So how do you make a light bulb? Like all of this stuff, and it's actually showing you how to. I gotta find the name of that. I'll let y'all know. It's showing you how you do not simple stuff, but how do you take the place of the stuff that we used to think is simple.
Well, see, there's a genre of fiction and art we call it steampunk, and that's when it really got cool and even more popular. But they started off on the steampunk. In that,
Right.
in the old days, well, when we started old days, it was only a few years ago, but it was all DIY stuff
Right.
because you're creating modern things, but with the tools only available back in the 1800s. So steampunk was 1837 to 1901. That's when it's set. Right? So how can we take these tools or these materials and create these modern things? And so you have to become very innovative. And one of the reasons why steampunk became so popular, where everybody who wasn't white was calling their stuff steampunk, even though steampunk was a steampunk told from a black/African lens. everybody was using that because it was cooler and because the inventiveness was way beyond. They had some inventive shit in steampunk, but in steampunk, our stuff was way beyond. So my character used the character that I created. Everybody creates these characters for themselves, right? He was a war chief, and when the colonizers came, he brought down one of their airships using the sonic power of a drum, but directed by a rattler, which is called a tapper. A lot of times that he used and brought that shit down. Right. That's the kind of stuff that we would have done, you know, if that world really existed for us during that time. So we've always been, and even the stuff we were creating like that was very ingenuity. Stuff they didn't understand, stuff we had. They don't know about no tapper. They don't know about the power of drumming, where you're able to communicate for miles with other drummers, and they communicate. You communicate across huge distances, right, with the drum, and that kind of stuff they didn't know, right? And one day I'll talk to you all about the first computer, ain't with no keyboard and all that shit. It's a tray and what we call a pele, the binding chain.
First binary computer.
First binary system. We're talking about 256 light patterns in the computer. It's 256 Odoo. It's a whole, so it's undeniable what it is. But we'll talk about it at a later date. Y'all be safe out here. Be sure to rewind this and watch. The anime he's talking about, I was trying to think of the name. I can't remember the name. I just read a review of it. But
Slip, Dip, and Fade.
Slip, Dip, and Fade. When you try to when you try to catch a dip, use trip, slip, and fade.
There you go.
You know, Walking for the Cool Baby. That's that song. It's from a song called The Walk. Oh, I thought you were like, damn. I thought you were down with the DM too. I'm like, damn, they both got my mother. They know, boy. Look at them.
I was like,
So,
it was both.
but sorry about that. But that song is called The Walk by The Time.
Yes.
If you try to cop a dip, you trip, slip, and fall,
I
right?
forgot about that.
So with us, if you try to catch a wave, you trip, slip, and fade.
There you go.
So trip, slip, not trip, slip, dip, and fade. Y'all got me all messed up. Right, I'm tripping, right. Shout out, but I'm not twisting. Shout out to Temple Taker. So trip, slip, dip, and fade, y'all. Don't trip. Don't trip.
Don't trip.
And don't trip on me
Right.
messing up.
Trip while you
So, right.
slipping.
Slip, dip, and fade. Those are just, it's three. It's just that simple. When you seeing all this thing, this complex, and all that's all they doing. Trip, slipping, dipping. You messed me up now. Slipping, dipping, and fading.
Yeah, they put it all together and it looked real crappy.
And it looks
That's all.
right. Because what they're doing is just doing skillful combinations.
Exactly.
Of it.
Putting it
But
together.
it's slipping, dipping, and fading. That's all they're doing. And so now you can move like the Spider, Anderson Silva.
There you go.
But I would suggest you don't have your hands down all that shit doing it, because he's another level of something that most of us
Do that
ain't.
when you're training with your 4-year-old.
Right, yeah,
I'm
or-
the silver with him. Be all in his
Exactly,
face.
exactly.
What you got? What you got?
But don't do it with your wife,
Uh-uh.
because she's gonna bow. She's gonna take that as a, or your husband. You know, your husband be easier than a wife. A husband may not smack the shit out, but the husband,
Wife,
a wife, bow. You like, damn, baby. Oh, you slip, not dip.
Thank
So-
you, Emmanuel Briggs. Had a great show.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank y'all. Like I said, don't trip. Exactly. That should have been named if I thought about that. Definitely don't trip.
You had a bunch of crap. You got a bunch of crap titles. So.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, slip, dip, fade. Slip, dip, and fade. The SDF.
Good work.
So if I can bubble out of here, he said, yeah, do the SDF. He likes to, Lord, like he said, so I do a C step here. I said, a C step? The fuck is that? He said, circle step. I said, oh, I've been doing this all these years. He said, C step.
I'm like, C step.
Crip step. But yes, so be safe out here.
They can't see your eyes.
Be safe out here. Slip, dip, fade when you have to. All right. Watch this again and again. Love y'all. Stay black, whatever it is that you may be.
You're welcome.
Thanks to my host for helping me to make sense of this idea. I think it was a great show.
Appreciate
Thank you,
man.
Bob.
Thank you for this ride.
Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. Hopefully we won't be in war. It's gonna be Syria and gonna be attacking us already by the time the next show starts.
I hope not too.